you every day about what seems to be going right with that line, but since you got another game as part of this sample size, what have you learned about your line mates, and why do you think it's clicking the way it is?
Well, I think we're reading off each other well. Stas is so consistent and he's so smart and he goes to the right areas every time. And Nicky is 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 doing that, and then he's using his speed and being dynamic too, which especially on the breakout is it's huge for us, especially when he supports the puck. And you saw on Nicky's goal what happens when he uses his speed. The D all went with him, and Stas went to the right area on the weak side, and it's easy for me when I see kind of what the D are doing, and I see all that open ice, and I see like my line mate in the perfect spot, and that makes that pass so much easier. So that's just kind of a theme, I guess. That play is kind of just a general theme of how we've done. And then when we've gotten in the areas, we've gone to the net hard. We've put the puck in the net on our opportunities and been able to change some games for us.
We'll go next to Murat Tatesh from The Athletic. Go ahead, Murat.
Hi, Andrew. Sometimes as a Winnipeg writer, I wonder if Jets players get enough renown around the league, whether that's you in your two-way game, or now I'm thinking about Nick Ehlers towards the top of the NHL scoring list. He might not be in the top three of most famous Winnipeg Jets, and he's near the top of the NHL scoring list. What does that feel like to be in your shoes? And what would you say, maybe using Ehlers as an example, to kind of touch on that, if that makes sense?
Yeah, I mean, I guess, I don't know. I try not to pay too much attention to, the players that get, a lot of the star status. We're just, we're worried about the next game, the next shift kind of thing. So, but with that said, I do think that we have some players on our team that are really underrated across the league. And I think you're seeing, Nicky is obviously a good example of that. Adam Lowry's had a great start to the season. So I think there's a bunch of that. I can't really speak to whether it's because that we're in Winnipeg that guys are getting underrated, or if it's just, we do have such high end talent with, our forward group that the middle tier maybe gets overlooked.
And just a couple more for Andrew. We'll go next to Scott Billick from the Winnipeg Sun.
Hey, Andrew, you kind of touched on the speed aspect of Ehlers. I'm just wondering if you can kind of maybe expand a little bit on what that does add to a line for you guys.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think, but it can't just be speed, right? I think it's speed at the right times, and it's speed supporting the puck. But then it's guys being in the right spots for him to go, because it's, Stas is easy to read off of. That's what I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be easier for Nicky to read off of and make him better. And he doesn't have to read necessarily, he doesn't have to hesitate in his read. He can just do what he does. And so I think that's probably, part of our success is Nicky doesn't have to hesitate in his reads, and that makes him look and play faster instead of just being fast skating wise. That probably changes the entire complexion of the line based on him skating fast, playing fast with the puck instead of just skating fast to nowhere.
And last question to Jeff Hamilton from the Free Press. Go ahead, Jeff.
Andrew, you've preached consistency pretty much since you've gotten here, and a lot of that has been, your defensive game especially, but you talked about wanting to add to your offensive game, and I think you probably get snake bit more than any other guy on this roster. To see your hard work pay off the way it has so far this year, what does that do for you personally?
Well, I think it builds confidence. Having some of the success that we've had as a line, and that I've had individually, I guess, to this point, it definitely builds some confidence. And I think it kind of reinforces that I'm doing the right things, in practice or after practice or what I'm working on or off the ice. I think that's, a lot of it is, am I doing the right things? Am I continuing to get better? And, it's obviously a huge process, and I have a lot of faith in the people that I've put my, trust in to help me improve and develop. And I think, we're seeing, some results of that. Now it's not, it's not solved. It's an ongoing process and an ongoing game, but it definitely builds confidence and making sure that I know I'm doing the right things,